It's Thursday again, and I've got a surprise for you today. I am not gonna be reviewing your underwater films video by myself. You've probably guessed it right. I have company for this. Let's do it. Welcome back to the channel, Sebastian.
Thank you very much.
It's very cool to finally have you back here on the show, helping me to review our next underwater film that we're gonna be looking at today. And also a very warm welcome to all of you back home, guys. It's a pleasure seeing all you smiling faces again. Today, as always, Thursdays, we are going to be reviewing another film. What are we watching today, Sebastian?
Today we're gonna watch a film from Carl Sorensen, and yeah, I think it's from British Columbia. So
any more information that might be interesting to our viewers?
well, I think he told us that he recorded it with a GoPro, and he used 2 Kraken lights. I think the 15,000 lumen
Each,
and yeah. Let's have a look.
That's pretty much all you need to know. Now let's have a look at Carl's video and see what he has prepared for us. Let me just bring that video up on the screen here. All right. And off we go. I like that name. Good vibrations. Nice. Some establishing shots telling us where we are. No way. Please don't tell me that you were diving with them, Carl. It's gonna make me very jealous. Oops. Some goblets. Wow. Very nice. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Like flags in the wind. Very cool. I'm wondering whether you've used a macro lens for these shots. Yeah, we need one of those, definitely. I'm getting old. Well, thank you, Carl, for submitting. All right, fantastic. Let me just stop the recording here. Awesome. Okay. Thank you very much, Carl, for submitting this film and letting us review it here within the series. Sebastian, what are your thoughts on what we've just seen from Carl?
Well, first of all, I want to dive in British Columbia. Second, really cool film. Like you have really fantastic shots in there. And I was really wondering, he was writing in his mail that he was using a GoPro, and there were really good macro shots in it with the GoPro. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed. It's cool.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, likewise. Very good macro shots. And what I also found is that I couldn't really see much noise in the shadows. And there was a few shots that had a lot of shadows in them, but I couldn't really see much noise, which is very atypical for a GoPro shot. So I'm wondering how you did that. And same thing here. The macro shots looked really nice. You had a lot of them in there. And well, my guess is that you've used something like a macro mate or a macro lens or something to be able to achieve these shots with a GoPro. Yeah.
Yeah, and for the noise, I guess like the Kraken with two Krakens, 15,000 lumens, they did a very good job of lighting the whole scene, enough for the GoPro to get rid of the noise.
Probably, yeah. I also noted down that I found your colors in especially the mid and close-up shots where the lights, the Krakens would just hit everything that was in the frame. The colors there just looked beautiful. I really liked them. I also found that your footage was fairly stable, like really most of the time. There was maybe one or two shots that were a little shaky, but other than that, it was really nice and stable. I really enjoyed it. It was it was good. I also thought you had a good combination of wide angle, mid shots, close up shots, just giving plenty of variety into the type of shots as we were going through the film there.
Yeah. Well, check if we're talking about some kind of tips we can give you. I'd like to start with the music. For me personally, the second piece of music he used, I liked it more. It was like more fitting to the kind of footage you were showing. I had the feeling that the first, I think the first part was too heroic, too I don't know. It was like you were expecting the orcas coming or the sharks are coming in the picture, and it's like wow, something is happening. But the footage was more like peaceful, very beautiful. Macro shots and fish and reef scenes, and so the second piece of it, in my opinion, it was fitting better the whole story. So I know the problem that often you find a piece of music you want to use, and you don't find the correct length for it. So, but today there are some programs which can extend the kind of music you have. They're a little bit longer, so you're making fitting for your film, or you just have to get rid of one or the other shot to fit it to the length of your piece, your music piece.
Yeah, good point. If I may just quickly interrupt there. Very good point with the music there, especially making the music to the length that you really want to have it. I've actually created a video a little while ago about how to do this in Adobe Audition. We'll just link it up here, so you can go and check that out. And it's really just like 2 or 3 clicks, and you can just shorten or make any music clip or music track that you want to have into the length that you really need. And it's really simple. So that's just a tip for everyone who's looking for an easy way to get their music that they want to use into the right length. That's a really easy way to do that. Sorry for interrupting.
No worries. That's a very good point. The second thing I wrote down is, that's only a personal thing, but when you do like it's a highlights video more or less. It's like you cutting together different dive sites. So I would keep it like with an intro, so you like on the boat, getting in the water, then underwater scenes, and then getting out of the water, boat, and the end. And because like I think if you're underwater and then getting up again and getting down again, it's like a little interruption. So it
Mm.
just you have a flow
Mhm.
going with the underwater scenes, and if it's the highlights mix, sometimes it doesn't matter for the viewer if it's like this particular dive sport and this
Mhm.
was this particular dive sport.
Mhm.
It's more like for the whole piece, it makes it more how you say it, more smooth
More fluent.
more
Yeah.
fluent, yeah,
Yeah.
to have it like a in chapters.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. Personally, I didn't really find it too distracting on this particular piece here, but I know what you're talking about. I really enjoyed seeing the different names of the dive sites and seeing what the different dive sites, or actually being able to connect a dive site, not that I know the dive site, but see the name of the dive site and then what you saw on that dive site. But maybe you can, instead of going up and down and getting into this repetitive movement, you can instead maybe just place the name of the dive site into the first shot that you take on that dive site underwater, and then you don't have to do that up and down several times. But other than that, I found it a good idea to place the name of the dive site onto the video so that people can see kind of what to expect when
Mm,
they dive in each of those locations. Yeah.
true. Well, other than that, well, I've only one minor point is I think there's one scene where you really put the stabilizer or the stabilizing tool of your editing software to its limits, and you really could see like the shot was shaking. My personal approach is an only okay, I cannot stabilize it, and off the clip goes off from the timeline,
Yeah.
because I think it's like you have such nice footage and like such a nice piece put together, and then if there's one wobbling shot, it's like I would just like more go just delete it from the timeline and then said okay, this one not.
It's probably the prudent thing to do, but I totally understand you, Carl, as well. It always breaks my heart when I have to get rid of a shot that I really like for technical reasons, because I didn't execute the shot technically well enough to be included in the edit, and then I could always kick myself for not being more careful taking that shot. Um, yeah, I've got one more thing that I would like to add, or two more things actually. We talked about the colors beforehand, and we said they looked really nice. I also liked how the colors, when you were filming the wide-angle shots, from what I've seen, seeing it for the first time, they looked very consistent to me as well. So the color of the water seemed to be always the same. I don't know how much color correcting you have done in this piece and how much matching of the different shots you have done. But if you've done any, it was executed well. If you didn't, then it all just happened automatically through the auto white balance of the GoPro. Well, then you were lucky, and it looked really nice. So whichever way it was, it looked nice. And the last thing, this is a tip that I have for you. We saw two sort of on the surface shots where you could see, especially on the first one, you could see quite a lot of droplets of water on your lens. And then on the first shot, the focus was right on the person behind it, jumping in the water, but there was just a lot of distractions on the front element of the lens. And then the second one, you could see that the focus was shifting from the person to the droplets on the front of the glass or the lens element. What you can do to help this, because it's no real easy way to get rid of these droplets, but the easiest I find is if you have, for example, a diver who is jumping into the water. Just before he jumps in the water, just dip your camera with the lens down in the water and bring it up again. So you have like maybe 2 or 3 seconds before the droplets start to form again on the front element of the lens, so that you can hopefully then get a clear shot of the diver getting in without getting the droplets on there. That's the only addition that I have from my side, and a tip for everyone: if this happens to you, this is an easy way which works most of the time.
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Anything to add, Sebastian?
No, no. I found it fun to watch. It was a very nice piece of work. Yeah.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you so much, Carl, for submitting this piece of work for us to review here within this series. As always, we will link Carl's video as well as the link to his YouTube channel. They will be found down below in the video description. If you want to go and watch the video on Carl's channel, if you want to leave him a subscription there, leave a comment, say hi, feel free to do so. And if you have a film that you want us to review within this series, please feel free to send it to me or send the link to the uploaded film to contact@matthiaslebo.com, and we'll make sure to review it, watch and review it, and publish it here on the channel. I do have to mention though that we have received a lot of submissions in recent weeks, and we have a waiting list of about probably 7 months right now. So feel free to submit your films by all means, but please be patient and be prepared to be waiting for about 7 months before we are able to publish that review here on the channel. Yeah, that's pretty much all from my side. If you want to submit a film, what we've also talked about just before is, like Carl did on this submission here, please make sure to let us know what camera you've used to film your piece, and also what additional equipment like lenses, lights, tripods, whatever you've used to film those sequences. That would be very interesting for us also to know, so we can include it into the review and maybe give you some tips and tricks on what additional equipment might be useful for your future adventures, or capturing your future adventures underwater. All right, I've been talking so much. Definitely time, as always, definitely time for me to shut up now and let you be until next week. Thanks again for your time, guys. As always, a pleasure having you here. If you've enjoyed today's review, hit that like button and also consider subscribing so you're not missing out on any future of these reviews that we do here on the channel. Have a fantastic week. Keep capturing your underwater adventures, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.